Okay, hello everyone, and we're going to start by laying on the floor, on the mat, and just kind of like finding ourselves this morning. Which parts of the body feels comfortable laying down, which parts need a little bit of time to find a way to relax into the hardness of the floor. And we can do it by breathing intentionally into the areas that you feel tightness, and exhale into them. Or just compare between the side that feels a little bit more with more tonus, held away from the floor, bracing, to the opposite side that maybe is a little bit more relaxing and softer. And learning to be able to compare and sense smaller and more delicate things rather than what we usually do during the day is we brace through things. We just do it because it has to be done. We just get there. We just do it. We just make it. Without listening, without paying attention. We kind of muscle it in or through. So, right heel versus left heel. Right calf muscles versus left calf muscles. Right thigh versus left thigh. Buttocks, right side versus left side. The sternum bone in between, the sacrum between the two sides of the buttocks. Is it laying in the center? Or is it tilting a little bit to one side? Up the back, the muscles on the right side of the back, to the right of the spine, and to the left of the spine. The shoulder blades, the scapulas, the right, how is it laying on the ground, and the left, how is that laying on the ground? And the head. Now that we are paying attention to where the head is, don't do anything but think, trying to visualize or sense which side will it be easier for us to turn our head. We're not turning it, we're just kind of asking ourselves, which side will be easier if I had to make a choice? And go ahead and make the choice and start turning the head very slightly, very lightly, very easy to the side that it feels nice and soft, and then come to the center and go to the opposite side and compare between the turning. We all have differences. We're not equal between one side to the next. And we're going to take a few minutes this morning to pay attention to the differences and work with them and see what we can do. And slowly enlarge the turning, maybe a few inches, maybe if you had a clock between 12, 1 and 2, and then back to 1 and 12, and from 12 to 11 and 10. So you're going to both sides, but you're not forcing muscles. You're just going to where the rolling of the head is nice and easy. And let's try to put the right hand on the forehead, so the fingers are pointing towards the left, And very gently roll the head to the right with the help of the hand and push the hand on the forehead to create a rolling towards the left. And again, the fingers will pull on the forehead, creating a rolling to the right. And then the palm of the hand will very gently suggest and push the forehead so the head will roll to the left. So the head is rolling kind of passively, and your hand is the one that's creating the rolling. From fingers pulling to palm of the hand pushing. But it's very gentle, it's very loving, it's very light. You're trying to figure out just how little of an effort it takes to roll the head. And come back to the center. And now keep your eyes looking straight up to the ceiling. And continue rolling the head, whether your eyes are closed or open, I don't care. But keep the eyes straight up to the ceiling while the hand is pulling and rolling the head to the right and pushing and rolling the head to the left. The eyes are focusing on the ceiling, so we are, it's called differentiating. We are creating a new pattern where the eyes are staying focused on the point right above us, but the head is continuously rolling from right to left, from left to right, not because we are creating a muscle, an exercise, but because we are pulling and pushing with the hand, creating a rolling. And bring your head to the center. And now look to your right, to the corner of your right. So you see your elbow. Keep the eyes to the right and roll your head right and left. So at one time your eyes are going to be, they're continuously looking at the right elbow. So at one point at the right, you're going to be closer to the floor. And as you're rolling the head to the left, you keep looking at the right elbow, and the eyes will be closer to the ceiling as the head rolls. So now you're keeping the eyes to the right corner. And as you're doing it and getting used to this weird differentiation, notice if you are able to roll the head rather than muscularly creating a movement. Try to stay away from exercise and more into passively. The hand is rolling the head and the eyes are staying focused on your right elbow. And come back to the center and rest for a minute. Just take a breath in and out. And slowly move your eyes to the left corner. And with looking at the left corner and staying looking at the left corner, keep on rolling the head by pulling on the forehead with your fingers and by pushing with the palm of your hand on your forehead going to the left. The eyes again staying focused on the left corner. No matter where the head is rolling, the eyes are staying on the left. And what you're seeing will change because the head, when it rolls to the right, your eyes will be closer towards the ceiling. And when you roll to the left, the eyes will be closer to the ground. The head is being rolled passively by the pulling and pushing of fingers and palm. And next, come back with the head to the center. Lower your right hand. Allow your eyes to close if it's comfortable for you. And see if you can sense the right side of the body versus the left. And see if there's any change in the way that you are sensing your right side of your body versus the left. Try to roll your head without the hand now and see if there's any change in the way that the head is rolling. And again, it's just don't do the maximum. Don't take your head as far as you can go. Just take it to where it feels absolutely delicious, like licking ice cream rather than chewing tough meat. And come to the center and go ahead and bring your left hand over your forehead. Place your hand so the fingers are pointing to the right and the palm is on the left. The eyes will be focusing straight up towards the ceiling, whether the eyes are shut or open. And we're going to start pulling and pushing with the palm of the hand, creating a rolling of the head while the eyes are looking straight up. Maybe there is a speck on the ceiling that you can focus on. And you're trying to create a very smooth, organic rolling where the muscles are not coming into grip. And I don't care how small it may be, but see if you can differentiate between the eyes staying in one place and the head is rolling underneath it. The touch of your hand on your forehead is gentle, it's loving, it's supporting, it's caressing, and it's directing, but it's not forcing. From fingers to palm, and the eyes are staying on the ceiling. And notice if one side is easier to roll. And don't force the other side, just notice. That's all that it takes. And the next time you come to the center, stay in the center and rest. If your eyes were open, allow them to shut. Take a deep breath. Allow your breath to deepen. And the next, we're going to move the eyes to the corner of the left side, and we're going to see the left elbow. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push with the palm to the right. And we're going to pull with the fingers to the left. The eyes are staying focused on the left. Try to stay with very gentle movement. We can always do an exercise and push ourselves. We all know how to do that. We're trained really, really, really well. And there's a weight room right across the hall. But this is something completely different. Can we allow the nervous system to work with the muscles in an easy way that will allow a new learning in the brain to create a change, improve not just how far, but the quality of the movement? Like when you see a dancer that's moving effortlessly. How is that done? Not by forcing. On top of the years of training, there is a grace of expert. So the eyes are staying focused on the left while the head is rolling. See if you're breathing easily and continuously, and don't stop the breath to the side that's not so easy. And when you come back to the center, rest. Rest your eyes. Allow your breath to deepen. And the next time, take your eyes to the right corner. The right corner. And we're going to continue rolling the head passively by pushing gently with the palm of the hand and by pulling with the fingers that's holding the forehead, caressing it. See if you can stay in a very loving, kind of a motherly sense of supporting, guiding. The head is your baby. We have 7 vertebrae in the neck. As you are rolling the head, can you sense the first 2 vertebrae, which do most of the rolling, the rotation, but then the rest of the vertebrae down the neck, all the way up to the shoulder height. And can you sense that rotation vibrating down your back? So now the attention, since your hand is already really knowing what to do, and the head is following the direction of the hand, let's take our attention to how far that movement vibrates through the body. And the quieter your nervous system is, and the less effort you put into the movement, the more you'll be able to hear, sense, feel. And the next time that you come to the center, rest your hand, put it down next to your body, whether you're sitting or laying down. And deepen your breath and notice the 2 sides. On the next inhalation, listen to the two sides of your lungs, the right and the left. Are you expanding in both ways, in both lungs, in all directions? Is there a difference? And go ahead and, if you're laying down, bend your knees. If you're sitting, place your knees right underneath your knees and come forward to the edge of this chair so you're not leaning on the back of the chair. And if you're sitting, both of us, I mean the laying people and the sitting people, widen your legs, and we're going to tilt the knees to the left. We're going to tilt both knees, both legs to the left. So there is a rotation of the pelvis, and one side comes higher and the other side gets closer to the ground. Let's come back, ironing the pelvis back into either the chair or the floor. And again, both legs are tilting to the left and the head is rolling to the right. And now we're getting a twist in the spine. And when you come back, you are rolling from the left hip to the right hip and slowly climbing up your spine to come back to the center where the head and the legs are coming together. So when we go taking the legs to the left, the eyes and the head are going to the right at the same rate. And the right hip comes off the chair or off the floor. Don't push, don't try to get to your max. It's not a competition. Try to work on how to work with the nose and the knees to come back to the ceiling at the same rate, at the same time, with the same ease. Even though the head is much smaller and the hip is bigger, the legs are heavier, you're trying to coordinate between the lower part of the body and the upper part of the body. So we're going to do it again and again and again. Find out if you have to push on the right foot, maybe a little bit more to control that heavy weight on the legs. And keep on being interested in what is it that you have to do to make it work so the head and the legs, or the head and the hip, are in listening, in communication with one another, and they're working at the same rate. The people that are sitting on the chair, you may want to sit very, very much on the edge of the chair and maybe put your hands behind you. So as you're turning, you're feeling the rotation of the spine. The legs are moving only to the left, both to the left, and the head is rotating to the right. And they come back together. And there's many, many, many questions you can ask yourself. The knees are never together. The knees are always apart. The feet are almost at the width of your mat or of your towel. Give yourself enough room. We're trying to create a rotation. Whether you're in laying position or in sitting. And go ahead and come with the legs to the left, the head to the right. Stay there. Breathe. Calm your body. Get used to this position. And then very gently bring your right leg over the left leg and put it on the floor somewhere above the right leg. Yeah, so if you're sitting, it will be across. Correct. Go ahead and lift the right shoulder off the ground and lower it back down towards the ground. How far you lift the scapula, the shoulder blade, is up to you, but feel how the vertebrae of the middle of the back are lifting and lowering. Depending on your back condition and your sensitivity, you can even just pretend that you're lifting the sternum and you're lifting the shoulder blades. Or maybe just glide the hand on the ground a little bit. And if bringing the right leg over is too much, then put it on top of the other knee. See how far you can sense the movement of the vertebrae rotated and lifting down your spine with that huge rotation in the hip. And then bring your right leg over the left to rest. Undo the crossing. Roll your pelvis to the center. Roll your head to the center. Lengthen your legs and rest. Pay attention to the breathing through your lungs. How does it affect the muscles? How easy it is to relax into the floor. The people that are sitting in the chairs, it's a little harder because you have gravity. We have a little bit less gravity pulling on us. Should just notice how the hips are settled into the chair. And then we're going to bend the knees again. Knees are up towards the ceiling. The feet are as wide as the chair or as wide as the mat. And lean your knees to your right and turn your head to the left. And get used to this position. Slowly bring your left leg over the right. Keep the knees down and bring the left over the right and put the foot on the floor if you can. And now notice your left shoulder and left arm. And very gently lift the shoulder blade away from the back of the chair. Keep the arms to the side. Keep it 90 degrees to the body. Keep it out to the side. The people that's sitting on the chair, to the opposite side. Open the arms. Open the arms this way. No, you, the girl, woman. Bring your arms this way forward. Now open both arms. Good. Now lift the left shoulder away from the chair. Don't move your arm. Don't move your arm. Keep the arms on the side and lift the shoulder blade off the back of the chair and down. There you go. So you're trying to move the spine away from the chair, away from the floor, and back down, even if it's quarter of an inch. The right arm is not important. The left arm, you keep it to the side. Keep it to the side. Take it back. And now the shoulder blade, the chest, your boob, bring it up forward and back. And lift away, tiny little bit. The amount is not important. And inhale as you're lifting. And exhale as you're lowering. And inhale as you're lifting. And bring the left leg over the right. And slowly roll the pelvis to the center and the head to the center. Lengthen your legs. Deepen your breath. And pay attention and notice the differences between the right and the left. Has anything changed in the way that you're laying down or sitting? And go ahead and bend your knees once again. Bring your arms to shoulder height so they're open to the side. Bend your knees to the left and your head to the right. And now the right hand is a little bit off the floor, maybe 2-3 inches, and start making ice cream cones, like little circles with your arms going clockwise.
Climbing high into the sky.
This one is resting, and only this one is doing circles. Slowly clockwise. The chest is up. The chest is up. So there's a rotation, right? So if you're here, this is lifted off the floor, and you're making the circles. You can rest this arm. Just that one is doing the circles. And change the direction. So if you went clockwise, now go counterclockwise. See if your eyes can follow the movement of the hand, of the arm. And rest the shoulder to the ground. Lift the head and bring the knees up at the same rate. Iron it to the ground. Lengthen your legs. Bring your arms to rest. Allow a deeper breath to come in and spread into the whole rib area, the rib basket. Widening it, softening it, massaging the muscles that are inside the ribs. And go ahead and bend your knees one more time. This time we're going to widen the feet and the knees, turning the legs to your right and your head to the left. Now the left shoulder blade will be lifted off the ground. Your spine will be lifted off the back of the chair. Your arm will be 2-3 inches off the ground, and you're starting to make circles with your left arm only. Nice, round, small circle. See if you can keep the rotation and the lifting of the spine. Keep on breathing and allowing the left rib area to soften, to answer to that need to rotate the arm. And go ahead and change the direction of the circle. Follow with your eyes. Soften your breathing. And feel how the ribs are participating in the rotation. How there is a pull and let go, and pull and let go. And rest the shoulder blade into the ground. Bring your head to the center, bring your hip to the center. Lengthen your legs. Rest your arms. And allow the breath to come in and occupy as much space inside you as possible. Without effort, just allow it. And gently roll your head to the right and to the left, like we did in the very beginning. And notice if you can feel the shoulder blades participating in the rolling of the head. Can you feel the pelvis getting more weight when you roll the head to a specific side? Can you feel your whole system being part of that rolling of the head? It's like noticing, watching a baby breathe. And it's not just his belly goes up and down, but the whole body is breathing. And we give it up for some reason. But there's a way to get glimpses of it again. And slowly roll to a side, bend your knees and roll to a side, and gently and slowly come back to sitting. And I thank you